Our success depends on who we are, what personality we possess, because our personality is gifted by nature, not just for the material world, but it also works metaphysically. That is the reason some people change the world and some could not. But don't worry, if someone is not gifted with such a robust personality, it does not mean that they are lagging. Everyone is gifted in specific way, just he needs to follow his intuitions. I will keep on pointing this in my later videos, but for now just take a reference that Einstein, who had the weakest personality among many, did miracle in the world. But today is the day to discuss a personality who hijacked the minds of people, and he was the ruler as such that when he spoke, people just hypnotized in his speech, and he bent the millions of minds. So who was he who invaded more than 20 countries to conquer? Let's look at it. Yes, this is who he was, Adolf Hitler, an eagle. Hitler was perplexed during his initial days of career when he was in Bavarian regiment. He never was promoted beyond the rank of corporal. His superior always felt he lacked the quality of leadership, but Hitler was burning inside for attaining the power he thought he was entitled to. Not reaching there where he used to saw himself kept him always in depression. He started staying aloof most of the time. That was explained by his comrades. He kept on developing his skills during his career and became sort of writer, and he never wondered he will ever be interested living in civilian life. But he soon caught up himself in a political drama of the time and soon became interested to come in political party for the power and joined that political party. There his actual personality started to taking shape and he soon became to take attention of many people. From here he got intuition that this is the only realm where he has to work on and take the ultimate power. The shortest way he thought is to take over the government, and his initial attempts failed and he was kept in prison where he did not surrender and waited to bring back the power. And on his magnificent speech in the court that his life is dedicated for Germany and he whatever does is only for German people, and soon he was released. During this, Eckhart, who was the founder of German Workers' Party, was very much influenced by the Hitler. He observed his public speaking skill and how he could take control of people's mind, and he was very impressed by him. Later he was the person who brought him in the party, which later formed the Nazi Party, and later on Hitler's continued demand from Eckhart to become the leader of the party made Eckhart to go in the dilemma, and Eckhart knew that he can reshape the Germany if he gets the power, and he offered to become the leader of Nazi Party. And then we all know what happened, how his ruthless attitude spread fear in the vicinity, which was the concern of many countries. So let's understand what are these bird personality are made of, and how they are the person who take control of the things, why they have radical ideas which doesn't belong to their core ideology, which inherently cultivated by the culture. As I told in my previous video that insect mind is connected to female genital, just take a look. You might have seen in many porn movies that the woman uses to keep a cutting on her genital like a triangle, but you may have never wondered why that is so. This is because insect people are connected to the woman genital and basically imagining things in having triangle shape. Here you see the form of woman genital, which further can be corrected in two triangles. One is on the top of the woman genital and one is at the bottom. The same was woman in the movie show one triangle which is on the top as cutting and one is at the bottom in reality. The same way bird mind is also connected to female genital. The only difference is bird has far more distance from the genital than the insect has. That said, the bird personality do not go downtown during the sex, and I hope you understand what I mean with going to downtown. This difference can be understood that a real insect can fly at the ground, but bird flies in the sky. Hence he is much mature than insect personality, and their fate is also more favorable to them than insect mind has. Some of you might think how bird can be connected to female genital, so let's understand this. As I explained in my previous video, female genital is considered a triangle shape in the material world. So if bird is connected to female genital, it must have some relation with triangle, and that's what I am going to explain here. You may have noticed bird's beak is made out of triangle shape. Bird's claw made out of triangle shape. Some of you may wonder that is to catch fishes. Why nature will make it otherwise? But just for your reference, bear also catches fishes, but its feet are not made out of triangle, neither its mouth. Because bird is connected to female genital, that's the reason it is made out of triangle. Let's see more. Bird's tail, if you have noticed, is made out of triangle. Even bird's wings are made out of triangle. And other birds like peacock has additional crown type thing called the crest that is also made out of triangle. And not only this, its entire body is kind of shape which comes from a triangle shape. And when they fly, their realm is also between triangle to round shape. That said, woman's genital till woman's butt, that the spread can be. Some of the birds do have the high neck which represents a dick. In other words, represents the ego, because bird personality people have the highest ego. That is the reason people call them dick. That said, a dick made for the woman's genital. You may have seen in many of the movies, also like Superman, that when he tries to fly, he raises his hand. Fly is the feeling a bird mind often gets, but he never notices. Therefore, in Superman, it is a representation of a bird mind, and when he tries to fly, he raises his hand. And the gesture like this could be one of the reasons Hitler bought this idea of raising hand, for not only showing their ego as a erected penis, but also consisting a feeling of going high in the sky. One thing you may have noticed, unlike any other species, in bird, beauty is given to the male bird and not to the female. Hence the male bird impresses female with their beauty. The same way, a bird personality man does more care about their appearance and also does apply facial creams or stuff like that, which may confuse some people if they are having female essence, but they do not. Hitler also used to take care about his appearance the most, where if we talk about alpha personalities, they do not much care about their appearance, they seek beauty only in the female, and they impress women by their power, money and confidence. Like bird has a larger perspective on the earth, as they can see the earth from the sky, the same way a bird personality man like Hitler imagines the area from the sky and not limited to the culture in a small area. But such people want to expand their power as long their mind can imagine to do so. The same way, bird people often do not follow much beliefs what have been taught by their parents, but they find their own beliefs and spend their life on those beliefs. The same way Hitler did not follow his given beliefs, and he on his own radical beliefs invaded many of the countries. Bird personality people are found to be frustrated shortly, and mostly when they speak, they sound frustrated. But this may not be the case always, and this frustration sometimes becomes the anger, and you will find them angry most of the times. But if we talk about the Hitler, he sounded more of having the anger as well as frustration in his speeches, but along with the emotion to win hearts of many of the people by applying patriotic emotions. Just look at the speech of Hitler and understand anger as well as frustration, how his body language shakes while he speaks.
Der Kampf gegen den Marxismus wurde damals zum ersten Mal zu einem Kampfziel erhoben. Damals gelobte ich mir zum ersten Mal als unbekannter Einzelner diesen Krieg zu beginnen und mich zu ruhen, bis endlich diese Erscheinung aus dem deutschen Leben beseitigt sein würde. Alles angestiftet und alles gemacht und alles verantwortet von den Männern des Novembers 1918.
Bird personality people have the highest ego. They seek power as it was in the Hitler. The bird people who are born in a lower class families may not be having that much of power, but their ego clashes even with the CEOs of the companies. For example, if they find some product defective, they may even like to talk to the CEO of the company because they themselves feel they are not less than of anyone. And if they even meet with celebrity, they might not want to take autograph as they themselves feel that they are not less than of anyone any celebrity, and fate in this case most of the times does favor to them. Though they struggle a lot in their life as they seek power and run after it, but most of the time they get success. They all may not become the Hitler, but if they are born in a small family, they can get success as such that their own family at some point become rich enough so that they live a quality life. Bird personality is most successful personality out of all. This is the reason all the high quality things are made out of theme of the bird's mind. Now let's look how Hitler materialized things in a bird personality. First and at most, he symbolized his party with a bird. His soldiers also symbolized with bird helmets. They stood their hands in such a posture which represents their highest form of ego as an erected penis. Selection of Nazi symbol which was originated in Indus civilization, but you must note that our choices belong to our subconscious mind. What kind of wildness is stored in there let you do the same in consideration with your superego. The process is way more faster than any of the supercomputer. So this symbol comes from a female genital connected together with one another. This represents orgy only with the female partners. It comes from a wild thought. A bird's subconscious mind has already stored it within its ID, and this mind finds a pleasure in an orgy, that said, group sex with a woman only. So when a conscious mind makes choices, it inherently is often taken by the subconscious mind. I visited Mumbai airport most of the times, so I would like to show you some images in which the airport shown a pillar coming from the bottom and making a flower. That means the woman genital. Also they symbolize woman genital shape everywhere, so birds do attract with them so much. But as this is the highest form of perception, so it is liked by everyone. Also you might have seen lot of drinking places on such premises are made like a female is squatting. It is a sex terminology when female squats from her genital when she pees. In porn movies, a male does put his face on squatting, but in reality, no one does that. But because it is subconsciously stored in the mind of a bird personality, so giving it a distance can work everywhere and can also attract these personalities. And this becomes the highest form of connection and works for everyone who visits there. In my coming videos, I will show some of the photographs of a 5-star hotel I visited lately, how they have attached paintings which resembles women's genital and how the colors are given in the painting as their periods. Also in the restaurant, the sculptures are made as such, they resembles a woman standing half naked, showing her genital. You cannot understand all this until you know this understanding deeply and your perception are made such a way. You at first glance may understand this all bullshit, or maybe you find it offensive if you are a bird, but that's the reality, so no one going to change this. Bird is the most successful personality out of all. Even you will find its logo in most powerful entities in the world to show the power. See some of them. But the sad thing is, each government wants to eradicate such fate of the bird personality and tries to keep them at the bottom because their power can cause chaos in the system which they may not be able to resystemize. How they do that, that's another chapter that we will discuss how the reality is controlled. For the time being, just get an idea that they want middle class bird to stay in the feet and trample their desires. In the last, I just want to tell you what I did not tell, that if you do not find bird connection with something as there is no triangle shape, then this shape could be as eyes or lips of the woman, as they also represent woman genital. So for the time being, that's it. See you in later videos. Till then, take care.